So I have a question. So what do you think in terms of time?
Yeah.
Do you think fire sign is a faster or air sign is faster?
Air.
Right? That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
totally.
But, Pluto is in Aquarius now.
Yeah.
Things are not happening fast as,
Enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like things will happen really quickly because Aquarius is talking about technology, AI, so
Yeah.
everything have to done it already.
Uh-huh.
Is it just me?
Well, when I think about the difference between fire and air, air is like thought, right?
Yeah, it's
And
just like
words.
download or
Yeah.
it's like a Wi-Fi
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
Once you have a Wi-Fi, you can download
Yeah, it's
like
air.
files
It's
really
air,
easily.
yeah.
That's kind of air sign
Yeah.
quality.
Yeah, but fire is like passion, but passion still requires like action, right?
Yeah.
And you
So
have to-
reason why
yeah.
I ask you about between fire sign and air sign because I'm Sagittarius rising.
Yeah.
And in tarot,
Uh-huh.
Sagittarius has the fastest movement,
Yeah.
right? So first decan Sagittarius is
Yeah.
just go, right?
Yeah.
Going far away.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is a faster. I don't know.
Well, definitely wind is faster than fire.
I know, I
Yeah.
know, but just maybe it's my personality.
Yeah.
Things are not happening fast enough. Even Mercury joined Aquarius today,
Yeah.
right? So having meeting with Pluto. So basically, they're having serious.
Bungs in on the podcast.
She literally.
Yeah.
So, like, basically, they're having meetings, right? So Pluto is like sitting there and ready to getting transformed, whatever the 0 degree is stored.
Yeah.
And Mercury is literally sit down with the Pluto and they're listening. Okay, this is what you're gonna do. Great. And Mercury, the messenger, carrier, is a messenger? Yeah, messenger god.
yeah.
So ready to spread the word,
Good
right?
news, yeah.
So maybe still getting
Warmed up.
warmed up. I don't know. Today I felt like a time goes really slow.
Yeah.
Even driving to Ottawa, coming back home, it was slow. It's really slow.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like things were going so fast that it was slow.
I don't think anything went fast. What went too fast? I just say nothing goes fast enough.
It was like the wind goes like forward, goes so fast, and then it like like when you draw the wind, it's like a circular motion.
I don't
so we're kind of
understand.
like in the circular phase, in the backwards motion. Then it's gonna go forward again.
So what's your point?
That it's so fast that it's slow. So you were feeling the back part of it.
Okay, so at the same time, Venus and Mars
Yeah.
are still in Capricorn, and whatever is in Capricorn is a slow, steady, slow because it's the
Yeah.
Earth sign.
Yeah. Earth
So
is the slowest of all the signs.
yeah, it is a slow. Mars representing our action, right? Venus brings joy, luxury, abundance, money, whatever we like. They're in sign of Capricorn, last Earth sign.
Yeah.
So that maybe make us feel things are slow. You know what I mean? At the end, Saturn, Saturn,
Sauron. Sauron.
Saturn, representing Earth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So Saturn actually governs time, structure, rules, the owner of the Earth, I would just say.
Yeah.
Right?
Ruler of the 3D. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why when we go to different realm, higher dimension, that time doesn't work. The time only works or time only happens in 3D, right?
Within Saturn's bounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Venus and Mars are there. That's why we feel like it's still slow. But Pluto is already ready.
Yeah.
And Mercury is recording that message. It will spread throughout the zodiac, throughout 88 days,
Yeah.
because Mercury will come back the same degree in Aquarius in 88 days later.
Yeah. But you got to take into account that, everything needs to accelerate, right?
What do you mean?
Like, when a planet, goes into like 0 degrees Aquarius,
Yeah.
right? It's not going to just be like going in like full steam ahead. It needs to accelerate,
Well,
right? It needs
to
to
me,
it needs to transition into the sign, accelerate, and then it reaches its top speed around 15 when it hits that 15-degree mark,
but what I'm talking about it
Yeah.
is when any planet goes to 0 degree of the sign,
Yeah.
especially if it is like cardinal or fixed, it doesn't matter. Like let's
Yeah.
say just 0 degree,
Yeah.
then it sets the tone.
Yeah.
In horary astrology is really important, right? The 0 degree point.
Yeah. It's the most explosive at 0 degrees.
Yeah, whatever you just say and whatever you said before doesn't match, right? It have to catch up the time. It have to speed up.
All I'm saying is that it needs to, when a planet is leaving a sign and it needs to change its costume and go into the next sign, you got to give it time to get into character, right?
Anyway.
And then you got to let it be comfortable in the sign. So it needs to build up the speed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Anyway,
Right?
yeah.
So
the energy.
you said it feels slow, but I mean, it just entered. You got to give it time. Because
Yeah.
we're still within Saturn's bounds, right?
Yeah. So that's why
Yeah.
I started with it's just me, right?
Yeah, I think it's you.
Yeah, because I'm Sagittarius rising.
Yeah. With you, everything needs to be done yesterday.
Right
So
now.
everything is slow.
Right now. I have to eat fast, shit fast,
Yeah.
sleep fast,
Yeah.
wake up fast.
I know. That's why your nickname is Kim right now, right?
Yeah, right now.
Kim right now.
Yeah. Get shit done and keep right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway.
But yeah, definitely the time felt very slow today. It was, I don't know, it was just very weird.
Especially, Mercury in air sign.
Yeah.
With the Pluto, I felt something might happen.
Uh-huh.
And the 0 degree point, yeah, it sets the tone because what we are expecting 0 degree in the biggest 0 degree activation is Neptune and Saturn
Yeah.
joining 0 degree in Aries, right? So that is really, really big transit.
Yeah.
And I am sure that time we will feel something.
For sure.
For sure, right?
For sure we'll feel something.
But even though they're changing their costume and you don't have to give them time to catch up, right? I think that time we will know.
Well, the reason why I say that is because
Okay, so
when I'm trying to explain astrology to someone, we try to use analogies, right? So the planets are like actors. And so every planet needs to play a role, right? So when a planet goes into a new sign, it's like changing costumes. It's the same character, but it has to get into a new role, right? So that's why I'm using that analogy.
I know, I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Well, I mean,
make a
for our
fun.
viewers,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So let's say if something happens 0 degree, it's
Yeah.
because of this explosive,
Potent.
potent, like,
Potent.
degree.
Yeah.
If something or nothing happened, then let's say they're changing costume.
Yeah, they're changing costumes.
And we have to
They're
give them time.
backstage.
They're like, changing their character, so
Yeah.
they have to
Well-
get used to.
Well, think about it, right? Like when a planet hits 29 degrees of any sign,
Yeah.
it's literally in procrastination mode. It's like, I'm not coming back to this sign. I gotta get everything done. Every energy that I want to express, I gotta get it done. It's now or never.
Yeah.
And so that is why that 29 degree is called the anoretic degree, right? It's like, it's procrastination. Let's get things done. We're not coming back, right? So before it goes into that new sign, it's got to put on a new costume, and it's got to live within the bounds of that new sign, right? That new archetype. So, like Pluto going into 0 degrees of Aquarius, all of a sudden it has to express through all the air energies, right? And air is fast, right? As we were discussing. But Earth is slow. So Pluto's got to slow down a little bit for Saturn. But as soon as it goes into Aquarius, we're dealing with Uranus, and Uranus is explosive.
I know. That's
It's quick.
why I thought something will happen,
Yeah.
but maybe something happened in the world. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
But-
we don't know everything
yeah,
that's going on in the
but-
world, right?
I think another reason I
Mm-hmm.
feel that way is because Pluto have to go back to 29 degree.
One more time.
One more time.
Third time.
Third time.
Yeah.
And last degree of
Yeah.
Capricorn is like all the like leaders of the secret society have to meeting in the like secret room, things like that.
I'm
right?
sure that happens.
Yeah. Like
we
how
do-
many freaking meetings they have to
Wait,
do it?
Don't you know you need a meeting for a meeting and then another meeting for another meeting?
In the corporation
If you work in the
structure.
corporate world,
Oh my god, it's a
it's
headache.
a meeting for a meeting and then a meeting within a meeting and then
And
within
then
a
meeting after the meeting,
Yeah.
and then summary meeting in the aftermath.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that makes sense because Capricorn represent corporation, right? So
Yeah.
they're having like lots of meetings.
Yeah. Pluto had meetings with all the CEOs, right?
Yeah. So a lot of changes, and Pluto have to go back to 29 degree Capricorn one more time.
November.
And it's not done yet because I talked about it. Sun and Pluto conjunction happened, and then that transit is actually 1 year. So in order to completely finish the Capricornian theme, I would just say it will be 2025.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
When the planet goes into a new sign, then all the expressions of the previous sign is wrapped up.
So
Right.
by
You get the
2025,
results. Then you get the reality check.
Pluto will change his costume
Yeah.
fully.
And then you get the reality check. You can do the assessment, right? Let's see the performance report for Pluto and Capricorn, right?
I think the performance review that will happen in this November when Pluto go back to Capricorn, that the famous meeting degree.
Yeah. If you know anything about Sabian symbols, just look up 29 degrees of Capricorn,
Yeah.
right?
It's so funny.
Yeah, it gives you like additional insight.
Yeah, it's so.
But
And then 0 degree or like a first degree of Aquarius has a completely different story.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about. Anyway, so like all the history or all the events are recording in 0 degree Aquarius,
yeah,
right? Because last year Pluto was there in 0 degree. Like Pluto was there, right?
Yeah.
And then
in
has
March
yeah.
of last year.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
had a little bit of a like information there. So it's still recording
Yeah,
it
yeah,
into it. And I guess it's a matter of time the Uranus get activated, right? Because the ruler, one of the ruler,
yeah.
and Saturn and the Uranus.
Uh-huh.
Saturn, it's just constructing time, ruler of Capricorn too. It brings the boundary and structure. But Uranus is just like, fuck that, I'm going to break everything. Right?
Yeah, it's like the lightning bolt.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about them is they are father and son
In mythology.
in the mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah. We think like Saturn might be the father.
Pardon me?
But when you just think about it, Saturn
Oh, okay.
rules the time and
Yeah.
structure, corporation, representing old goat, right?
Yeah.
And like representing CEO,
Yeah.
father. In astrology, when we see the person's young father, we see the sun sign.
Yeah.
And when we see that person's older version of the father,
Yeah.
we see the Saturn,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or like some difficulties or delays, we see
Yeah.
things through Saturn.
Yeah.
So-
Saturn is very, very fascinating.
And the Uranus
Yeah.
is a little bit of a like I don't care types of energy.
It's the rebellious side.
yeah, and
of
then
our subconscious.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
break free from the structure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the archetype.
Yeah.
When you put them together, you can easily mistakenly see Saturn might be the father and Uranus might be the son.
Yeah, because usually, like, think of Uranus as like the rebellious teenager, right?
Yeah. But it's the
Rebellious
opposite.
dad, yeah.
But Uranus is a father
Yeah.
and Saturn is son,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So, and also another story is Saturn is the ruler of the Capricorn and successfully made a kingdom, all the corporational structure, perfect rules, and then so confident to go next sign
Yeah.
to bring exactly same structure.
Uh-huh.
So make very, very like forceful at the very beginning of the Aquarius transit.
Uh-huh.
And then in some point Uranus comes in and like fuck you and I'm gonna break everything.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm gonna bring my rule.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Aquarius become very free.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So do you think that might happen to us?
I think anything can happen.
Yeah, because it's
ev-
Uranus.
and also every individual will have a different experience, right?
Yeah.
But if we actually look at the relationship between Saturn and Uranus in our solar system, right? Then Saturn is like the furthest planet that we can see with the naked eye.
Yeah.
Right, so that's why we say like the Earth is within Saturn's bounds,
Yeah.
and the rings, right, around Saturn, right, that's like the ring. It's like the boundary,
Yeah.
right. The reason why we call Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto outer planets is because we can't see them with the naked eye, and so they're outside of Saturn's bounds. So every time there's like anything outside of Saturn's bounds, from a subconscious level, it like or from a conscious level, right? From a 3D Saturn authority conscious level, it doesn't really affect us. So that's why we say that Uranus and the outer planets are all subconscious, right? So,
I know, but Uranus has some kind of like our inner desire to break free.
yeah, subconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So inner desire,
Yeah,
right?
inner
so,
desire. Yeah.
But when that activates,
Yeah.
it's very like powerful.
Well, people become rebellious, right?
Yeah, very rebellious.
So let's talk about all the rebellious things that have been happening
Yeah, like
Right?
right now the
with Pluto and Aquarius.
yeah, like farmers are literally putting shits to the government building.
I was in shock when I saw
I
that.
know. So basically, someone told me if someone has a like strong Aquarius types of energy, or if the country has a strong Aquarius energy,
Yeah.
then the government have to use like almost like a militaristic force to control their citizens. Otherwise, like people go crazy.
Yeah.
So interesting thing about it is China is Aquarius rising country. And we know they're very strict with the laws and
course.
rules and everything,
Yeah.
right? So it's like they can't even travel, they can't even get a job. Their like social credit system is already settled.
They can travel and get a job, but it's just
But you have to have some kind of path.
it's a different system
Yeah,
than
yeah.
what we have in the Western culture, right?
Yes, but however, it seems like that Saturn's rule is really strong in China. But eventually, based on mythology, Uranus have to kick in, right? So will China ever become rebellious towards to their country?
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
I
it can
think-
it can happen because it's
I think,
Uranus
yeah,
we're talking
yeah.
about, right?
And also when you look at Uranus as a country, the moon represents the people. And the moon is in the first house, 3 degrees
in Aquarius,
in
yes.
Aquarius.
So when
So
Pluto goes
Pluto's
there,
going to conjunct. It already activated the
yeah,
people,
yeah,
right? So it would be very interesting to see
Yeah.
how people will react
Yeah.
when Pluto hits 3 degrees of
Yeah.
Aquarius.
So if I were government,
Yeah.
and I probably plan something for that transit.
Would you be afraid?
Yeah, so
Like 2 billion people?
Yeah, so I like holy shit, what should I do to control this much people, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure again, if I were the government, if I know this transit,
Yeah.
Pluto will go into 3 degree,
Yeah.
like representing people of the city, like the country, will get transformed. That the one of the ruler Uranus might get activated towards to me. Then yeah, I probably plan something, like politics or game. Everything is you have to make the strategy, right? So you have to plan long before.
Yeah,
Maybe
well-
that's why they planned all the social credit system, face recognition system. So maybe for that they already worked on 5G, 6G, 7G.
Well, they're just trying to surveil the people as much as possible,
yeah,
right?
that's a Saturn in
Yeah.
Aquarius
Yeah.
energy, right?
Yeah.
So to prevent
Yeah.
that moon activation through Uranian quality, right?
Yeah.
So maybe, but again, if nothing happens, they're still changing their costume. We
Yeah.
still have to give them some time.
But the thing with Aquarius
Yeah.
is that
What?
I just totally had a brain fart.
Oh my goodness.
But it'll come back to me.
Yeah, it will come back.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, Aquarius, it should bring innovation, revolution, rebellious energy.
Yeah. So it
Big
came back
change.
to me. It came back to me.
Don't cut me. You lost your time. I'm talking. Don't
Okay.
cut me.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, like Aquarius has a lot of quality
Uh-huh.
of the seeking the freedom,
Yeah.
innovation, revolution, and rebellious energy. So it's not happening yet. I know
Yeah.
it's a 0 degree,
Yeah.
and I know like Pluto have to go back to Capricorn one more
Uh-huh.
time.
Yeah.
But still, like I almost feel like I have anxiety for Pluto.
How could you have anxiety for Pluto? You can't have anxiety for a planet.
because I'm
You're like a cell in like quadrillion cells. You're
well,
one little cell.
whether I'm quadrillion whatever cell, like or even like
Infinite. You're like one cell in the infinite
doesn't matter. I'm
possibility.
still co-creating all the
Yeah.
reality together, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. But that's basically that started our conversation,
Yeah.
right? Like why nothing is happening, because same thing, why the cryptocurrency is not moving? Am I too fast?
You've already did like 1,000 revolutions already. Came back to the same spot. It's like I didn't move. But anyways.
But Venus and Mars
Yeah.
will move to Aquarius,
Yeah.
and we'll go to that famous 0 degree in, I guess, February 16, 17-ish.
Yeah, by the end of this month, all the planets will be in Aquarius, and it'll be very, very Aquarian. Like
Yeah.
cold,
Yeah.
community-based,
Yeah.
attached and detached.
We'll see. Like
Yeah.
maybe by
Surveillance,
then,
ChatGPT.
by then things have been moved.
Yeah.
Like maybe by then we can talk about like what happened.
Yeah, but even with astrology, nothing ever happens on the day of, right? There's an orb, right? So there's a window of
I mean-
when things can happen. So
I mean, yes and
just have
no.
to wait.
Okay.
Be patient, Miss
Well,
Swift.
well, yeah,
Kim
yeah.
Swift. You have to
Yeah.
be a little patient.
I know.
Do you want things to happen like just like that?
Yeah.
Everything your whole life just flashes
Yeah.
right by you.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, like think about it. You go to a restaurant and give you food
Yeah.
like 2 hours later after
Yeah.
you order. Oh my god! Like
It's like you just took the first step in.
yeah.
You've already paid your bill.
Well,
you're taking
well,
you're
you-
turning around. You're stepping right back
You
up.
go to any Asian restaurant, they do it. There's some places in Korea they
Yeah.
only have a one menu,
Yeah.
so they know what you're getting. Right, as soon as you sit down, they give you food.
Yeah.
I like that.
You just pre-order.
No pre-order. It's just like as soon as you sit, food is there
They're just
already there.
telepathically connected to you, right? So I guess that's like the new wave of technology.
No. They have only one menu. That's
Yeah.
why they know what to give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One menu. So you sit down.
They
it's
give-
there.
Yeah,
It's
it's
there.
there. Yeah, there's no go back.
Is it like that the fastest solution for restaurants?
Yeah,
Just one item.
one item.
One
yeah.
item. You sit down, you're served that item.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
It's like you just cut out all the BS.
I know.
Right? But yeah,
Yeah.
like what a concept, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's my personality.
The one menu item restaurant. So that's the Aquarian way, right? It's almost like
If you like it, you like it. You
Yeah.
hate it, you hate it.
Yeah, right. But it's like you walk into a like a cashless, humanless restaurant, right? It's literally you press a button and you get your item,
Yeah.
all done by AI, right?
Yeah.
And you don't even need to pay. Like by the time you've already entered in your PIN or your scan or whatever, your barcode, you've already been sent the bill. So
Yeah. That's why,
Yeah.
like, I will be doing well
uh-huh.
in this Aquarius transit.
Yeah, because everything will be fast.
Yeah.
Fast and convenient.
Yeah, because my computer is not fast enough for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I think the big
And-
thing with
yeah.
Aquarius is we just can't lose the human side of us. You can't lose the heart,
Oh,
right?
yeah, 100%.
That's the Leo in us.
100%.
That's really what's going to balance out all this Aquarian
100%.
energy.
I already feel gross about all the AI influencers
Yeah.
and all the same Canva template
Yeah.
everywhere
Yeah.
that people start to copy and paste,
Yeah.
copy and paste.
Yeah, soulless.
I know, soulless. Oh my
Yeah.
god! Every time I check the restaurant like Instagram story,
Yeah.
they're cycling same template, the similar font, the similar
They're,
message.
they're all using the same designer.
not
And that designer is named Canva.
not only that, like even working with the Medispa, they're
Yeah.
using all the same SEO.
Everything's the same. Like it's just
Literally everything's the same.
it's called being synthetic, right?
Yeah, because, okay, so it's written based on human psyche and
Yeah.
how we want to research. It shows a better result. But if everyone uses that,
Yeah.
then isn't it sounds like, computer virus bug program fighting each other? Two program is fighting each other. Consider that as like a virus
Yeah.
canceling each other. So I don't know where this AI thing go.
For me, it's just a copy and paste, right?
I know.
It's like SimCity, right? Just copy and paste, just drag. It's
Yeah.
all the same.
Then if the AI program is reading based on the copy and paste,
Yeah.
same SEO,
Yeah.
same Canva, same thing,
Yeah.
then don't you think our container might be so small? Because that's only AI see, and the AI will give us the same result.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't like it. Because I like humanness. I like the human nature. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's why we can never let go of our natural intelligence, the natural technology,
I l-
nature, Mother Nature,
Yeah.
people, the human touch, right?
I like AI
Yeah.
being so quick,
yeah,
helping me feel so much satisfaction.
yeah, yeah,
That I like it,
Yeah.
but losing human side, everything is too cold, then I don't think I would like it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
people have to focusing on the humanness. People have to, yeah,
Yeah.
be real. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to go back to the thing that,
Suddenly remember you wanted to cut me off, and then
well, I've been holding on to this memory so that I don't forget again, so that I don't break apart again, right?
okay, sure.
But what I wanted to say was like, with Uranus, it's like you got to expect the unexpected,
Yeah.
right? And now that you mentioned that I brain farted again.
Okay, you lost your chance. You lost your chance. I'm not gonna.
You can't let me hold on to this memory for too long. Otherwise, like, you know me, like it'll just pass.
Okay, so your issue is basically Mercury in Pisces.
Yeah.
And those people in ancient astrology is written in the textbook. I'm not just bringing that up, or I'm just make you feel bad. It says that those people are doomed.
Not doomed.
I know it's not me. It's just one of the description.
It means we're spiritual.
You're so special, right? So basically, Mercury.
We need grounding. Let's put it that way. Practical solutions.
No, you don't
right?
need the grounding.
I need practical solutions.
You don't need the grounding. You need a structure.
Well, practical solutions, which is structure. We're talking about the 3D, like Earth size, Virgo, Saturn.
Okay,
Taurus.
let me bring this out. Okay, so Mercury governs our thought,
Yeah.
how we speak, how
Yeah.
we act, and it brings our natural talent into our physical body, basically, right?
Yeah.
And Mercury is the messenger god, bring the messages and go different dimensions. So in our body, in our physical body, Mercury is traveling between our brain to our eyes,
Yeah.
to mouth, to our body to bring all the messages all together, make it synchronized, and bring our thought into the music,
Yeah.
bring our imagination to our speech, things like that, right?
Yeah.
But when the Mercury is in Pisces, it's basically in the ocean or fog. So Mercury doesn't know where it is. Like
Yeah.
it feels lost.
Yeah.
It's like you don't know the direction.
Uh-huh.
You don't even know you're standing or lying down or you're suspended
Yeah.
because it's all fog.
Yeah.
It's all in between world,
But
right?
it's everywhere.
Everywhere. It's just
everywhere.
like a purgatory. It's like dreamy. It's like so that's how your brain structured with the Mercury. So you brain fart so much.
Well, I was holding on to that idea for a good chunk of time. And then when you like interrupted me like 2-3 times, it just like disappeared.
That's very like nicer way to say it.
It'll come back to me though.
Oh no, you don't have a
Before
choice.
this episode is done, it'll come back to me.
Ew.
It always does. It ebbs and flows like the ocean.
You know when it comes?
When?
I started a new conversation.
Yeah.
It all of a sudden comes
Yeah.
and you want to cut me off.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I say, no. Then you forget again. Oh my God. So people who has a Mercury in Pisces need to work
It
on...
came back to me.
Oh my God, you have to do that to me, eh?
It came back to me.
Okay, I will give you a chance.
Okay. So what I wanted to say is that you know how with Uranus, the archetype, is that you got to expect the unexpected, right? And some people were saying, right, that what if the Western culture become more Eastern, and then the Eastern culture become more Western, right? So that is very Uranian because, you know, in our lifetime, you wouldn't expect something like that. So if you actually look back to the pandemic, and, you know, that was a seeding point, right? So a lot of people's lives changed during that time. But you got to also look at what laws were implemented, or not even laws, like what policies were implemented. Policies, right? There's a difference between policy and law, right?
Absolutely.
But what policies were being enforced in certain areas of the world, right?
So that changes in the world is actually written in the many textbook, right? It says
Yeah.
that the Western
Yeah.
culture will be weaker and
Yeah.
the Eastern culture will be strong.
Correct.
And how I see about that is, yeah, like a Eastern country, they are focusing on militaristic kind of structure.
Uh-huh.
In Western culture, they
Yeah.
don't care about the masculine side.
Yeah.
They wanna more bring feminine side,
Uh-huh.
and they don't wanna have any force. They don't like any masculine culture anymore, right?
Well, yeah, because if you look at like what's going on in, you know, certain cultures, right, in the world, the Eastern culture, they want to become more masculine, and the
Yeah,
Western
they're
culture,
featuring that too,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
in China they even banned guys doing makeup,
Yeah.
and they even have a kind of like structure
Mm-hmm.
that if you're influencer, if you're kind of like idol
yeah,
or like star,
Uh-huh.
then there's only so much you can show your feminine side
Yeah.
if you're a guy.
yeah,
But like let's say 10 to 15 years ago, it was okay. You
Uh-huh.
can be as feminine as possible.
yeah,
But now the government of China is
Mm-hmm.
restricting that energy, and they're promoting more like a masculine
energy,
energy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the people who have a masculine image to the public, they
Mm-hmm.
kind of boost them more.
yeah,
And in Western culture is the opposite, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it also we've been so masculine, so I guess paternal, right? Everything is like more. You have to be tough, you have to be strong, you have to have these muscles. It was like all this like external sort of
Yeah, that's what I
confirmation.
grew up with. Like
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
grandparents, my
Yeah.
father. Like I grew up with watching at least like Popeye,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Strong man taking care of
Yeah.
family and always rescuing like lady or
Yeah. But now it's like guys are praised for being more vulnerable, being more nurturing and caring. And a lot of men out there, like there's only so much testosterone you can use, right?
Yeah.
Before you become extremely unbalanced. And so we have to always, show more of that feminine side, right? From that Western culture standpoint. But then in the Eastern culture, they've been very passive, right? And places like Japan where everything's about like sorry, right? Like everything's very passive, right? And you can see that, even in like Korea, Japan, Russia, China, they're becoming less passive, and you're starting to see a trend where they're becoming more assertive. They're being
I
more
mean,
like westernized, right? Like the Western influence in Asia has been huge in the past like 30 years.
yeah, because I feel like Japan, Korea
Yeah.
has the Western culture influence
Yeah.
because I don't really see the masculine side of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's less now, but in China, yes, they're
Yeah.
really focusing on the breeding more military.
Yeah.
So anyway, what's your point about the Uranus and the culture thing?
So the point is expect the unexpected because Uranus is unpredictable. So with Pluto and even this whole age of Aquarius, the 2,160-year cycle, expect the unexpected, right? Because we're dealing with this Uranian energy, and we might even see a flip, right? So the Eastern,
We already talked about it, and it's written in the.
so that's the
yes,
point. The
yeah.
point is that we're expecting this flip because everything is like the yin and the yang, right? Everything ebbs and flows, and that's my whole point. Is that I grew up, in the Western culture, even though I have even though my cultural background is like from my family, right,
Okay.
is in the East, right? So I'm really starting to see that flip now, right? And that's the point.
Okay, so you're saying basically there's a natural ebb and flow of yin and yang.
Yeah.
The light become dark and
Yeah,
dark
dark.
become the light, and Uranus is bringing that change unexpectedly. So
Correct,
that's
yeah.
what you're saying. Okay, great.
That's correct.
So let me back to what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So people who has the Mercury in Pisces.
Yeah. Super creative, by the way. Depending on and depending on the aspect, right? But yeah.
Did I say anything?
No, I'm just saying.
So need
Yeah.
to create a structure
Yeah.
and need to develop creative way to express their feeling or emotion or their point.
Yeah.
Without structure, those people can start like train of thought of the conversation that doesn't really link together, but at the end it kind of link, but you just kind of have to put the puzzle together.
Can you
So-
give me that example where you go from like A, B, C, D, E, and how each of the words and sentences connect?
Yeah, that has a like also like scientific like name for the like it's not disease. What's that called?
Disease.
It's like when people mumble like there's a word for it, right? There's a word for it too. So when you talk about train, oh, train is a long, long is a banana, banana is yellow, yellow is a like flower, flower is pretty, pretty is like there, like you just.
And then what were you talking about?
And then why we are talking about this?
Yeah.
So yeah,
So it's easy to get lost
yeah.
in the conversation,
Yeah.
and which is why when you have whatever planet, right, whatever planet is in your sign, you have to work with the polar opposite. So Mercury in Pisces needs to work with more of the Virgo energy because that
Yeah.
balances it out.
Exactly.
But then to use any of the other earth signs, it's also a nice sextile, right? Pisces to Capricorn is a nice sextile. So there's an opportunity to create and form structure.
Yeah.
To work with
So-
Taurus, you got to put in the effort. You got to stick with it, right? But with Virgo, it's more about, how can I build that everyday routine of, putting all this creativity into a container that's usable and that can be of service to others. So that's how I learned to work with the energy.
Yeah, and also the other example will be so the Mercury in Pisces in
Yeah.
the dream world
Yeah.
and gathering all the dream and imagination. However, work through Virgo's discernment,
Yeah.
bring the container and bring that into the form
Yeah.
to the 3D can be, the music artist or
Of course.
painter or
Yeah.
even like a writer. They
Yeah.
bring beautiful story. They bring beautiful music, beautiful, like anything, right?
Yeah.
So that can be really positive aspect and positivity about the Mercury in Pisces.
Yeah.
Without those people, we wouldn't have a beautiful music in the
Yeah,
world.
you wouldn't have the Renaissance. You
Yeah.
wouldn't have art. You wouldn't have
Yeah.
Hollywood, right? Like, so it's like all the, the dreams that we have. You wouldn't have it without
Yeah.
Pisces, right?
Exactly.
So it's just a way of working with it. There's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
a strategy. There's
Yeah.
always,
So without structure, if you just go by your feeling, then it can be very
detached from reality.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I would say.
because Pisces is like a fog in between world.
Yeah.
Things are not
Subconscious
clear.
dreams, yeah.
So Pisces has a two ruler, right? One is a Jupiter, the other one is a Neptune.
Yeah.
When Neptune get involved in the negatively aspected, then you don't really get all the like download or signal in the correct way because Neptune in tarot is a hanged man, is
Yeah.
a suspended, has
Upside down.
yeah.
right?
So you cannot see the world as way it is.
Do it, yeah.
So it's your imagination, it's your victimization. It can be very wrong,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Someone is giving you like positive signal,
Yeah.
but because of in the ocean of the Pisces or the fog
Yeah.
or the upside down like view,
Yeah.
you might see that like helping signal as a like threat,
Uh-huh.
and you might react it to something completely differently,
Yeah.
right? So that can be the like danger of Mercury in Pisces. But otherwise, if you can use it, you can bring beautiful thing
Yeah.
into the world.
Yeah,
So-
and then with Jupiter as the co-ruler, it's about expansion, right?
Yeah.
It's about
Jupiter brings actually religion in
Yeah.
Pisces, right?
yeah.
Because it's no boundary,
Boundless.
big as a possible types of like belief system.
Yeah.
So and also in mythology,
Yeah.
Jupiter poisoned his father
Yeah.
to rescue his brother
Siblings.
siblings. One of the sibling
Yeah.
was Neptune.
Yeah.
Neptune was literally stuck in the like father's stomach.
And that's Saturn.
No,
The father is Saturn, and Neptune was in Saturn's stomach.
yeah, okay,
That's what I
Saturn.
mean.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you're telling me that brother is Saturn.
No.
But anyway,
no.
so
Anyways,
yeah.
So Saturn had 6 children,
Yeah.
right? What we're referring to, and
So,
Jupiter, Neptune. Well, there were 3 boys and 3 girls, right?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway, so probably Neptune was
Yeah.
stuck in Saturn's stomach upside down.
maybe.
Maybe.
Well, hey, when children are birthed, right?
Yeah.
We're birthed upside down,
Yeah.
right?
But like Neptune especially, right?
Yeah.
So how Jupiter actually rescued his sibling
yeah.
was poisoning Saturn,
Yeah,
right?
and make him throw them up.
Threw them out.
Yeah.
And then when Saturn came out, Neptune think
Yeah.
Jupiter is a god,
Yeah.
right? So, oh my God, you saved me.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're the god. So that's why Jupiter become a king of gods,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and he brings the religion and
Yeah.
belief system, and his brother Neptune brings all the fogginess and
Yeah.
all the like dream world kind
Yeah.
of energy.
Yeah,
So-
I just find it so fascinating that, when a child is born, that is born upside down, because that's so Neptunian, right?
Yeah.
It's literally like a miracle, right? That's what
Yeah.
Pisces and Neptune represent,
Yeah, yeah.
miracles, right?
Yeah.
So it just totally falls in line with the hanged man archetype,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And even like another Neptunian thing too, or Pisces, is like think with your feet, right? So
Oh,
like
yeah,
a lot of like how Pisces rules the feet,
Mm.
and so like a lot of soccer players, you think they think from here? No, the feet actually has a brain, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so the super creative soccer players,
Yeah.
they probably have a like an amazing Piscean creative, you know, like placement, right?
Yeah.
So it's thinking with your feet, thinking on your toes, right? So that's all Pisces. So
Exactly.
these things we wouldn't have, right? We wouldn't have all of these creative things if it wasn't for Pisces. So
Exactly.
I mean, every sign, every placement has its plus and minus. It's just a matter of figuring out how can you work with it,
So
right?
can you please figure it out about your, forgetfulness energy?
Well, I've been writing things down a lot, right? And I've been taking notes, right? Just like how
Sure.
earlier today, when we were at the Chinese supermarket,
Yeah.
you had to film the video right away, otherwise you would forget, right?
Yeah.
Same idea, right? So, that's something that I would do is like if I have a brilliant download, boom, I'm writing it down or I'm filming it, I'm recording it.
Okay, I will watch you if you're doing it.
That's your like surveillance
Yeah. Because my third house is Aquarius.
camera. Jupiter there.
Yeah. So I will watch you. If you don't do it, I'm going to bring this out. You told me you to do it, right? Anyway.
but-
So, yeah.
But it's very fascinating,
Yeah,
how we
and-
can make all these connections.
Yeah, anyway, so I
Yeah.
think this episode is very fun.
Yeah.
Very real.
Yeah,
Like, we're very chill.
And this is a new setup.
Yeah,
I'm really
just
super excited about it.
I want to be real,
Raw, real,
Yeah.
uncut, unedited.
Yeah.
Except for when our camera times out.
Yeah, but it's
Because-
okay. So
But
yeah, I
other
want to
than
do
that,
this
yeah.
kind of thing more because
Yeah.
more I want to make it more sexier, more perfect. Like it just takes so much time and energy,
Yeah.
and it just we wasting a lot of time on that,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we lost our momentum,
Yeah.
and it never just goes right.
Yeah,
So
talking about like speed, right? This
Yeah.
is the way to do it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
just keep it raw, real.
just like ready to
You know,
go, hit
yeah.
up record,
Record
and then done
and upload, right?
Yeah, so that's what I need because once you wanna orchestrating it, everything, then no.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
this was such a great conversation, and
Hopefully
stay tuned.
people learn some astrology
Yeah,
through
we-
this episode.
Yeah, we want to just keep things light and just connect, how astrology can be applied with our
Okay,
everyday life, right? So,
Great.
until next time. Okay.
Until next time.
Bye for now.
Bye.